If it were up to me, I'd throw you in without a single hint. No fun in being overprepared. But Headmistress McGonagall's made it clear we're to behave accordingly and represent Hogwarts properly. So, what do you want to know?
So where exactly is the Ministry, and how do we get there?
It's deep underground in central London. Visitors enter through an old red telephone box. Dial 62442 to get in. It spells MAGIC. Get it? Employees just operate straight in, though. Rumor has it Headmistress McGonagall linked up one of Hogwarts' fireplaces to the Flu network just for this occasion. Only goes to the Ministry, and it'll be deactivated at the end of the program.
What exactly do we do in this program?
Mostly entry-level stuff. They'll assign you to a department, and you get a feel for what they do. Places like the Department of Mysteries are off limits, though. I'd be first in line if they weren't.
I imagine they've got plenty of safety rules in place.
Unfortunately, yes. Mostly to keep students safe, and Ministry secrets out of reach. It'll be perfectly mind-numbingly safe. All set then? Great. Your department will assign a mentor to answer any other questions you've got. Well, I imagine it'll be... Oh, my teammates are here. Time for some Quidditch action. Good luck with the program!
Huh?
Hey, sorry, I was just zoning out, watching the fire. It's nothing major, just the work experience program. I got accepted, but, well, the thing is... Really? I'm glad. Guess we won't be stuck doing paperwork alone, at least. Well, saying the destination a few times before you actually do it might help, so you speak clearly when you're in there. Oh, and keep your elbows tucked in.
Abigail Gray?
Oh, here. You must be from the werewolf capture unit?
Werewolf capture? Is everything okay, Abigail?
No need to worry. Miss Gray's already informed me of her condition, and she's not in any trouble. I'm actually her mentor for the work experience program.
Yeah, I applied for this specifically. I meant to tell you back at Hogwarts. Thought it might help them to see things from another angle. Our angle.
Everyone in the unit is eager to hear about Hogsmeade last year. We've got tea brewing in the office. Shall we? Will you be all right here alone? Which department were you assigned to? I could send a quick memo if you'd like.
Thanks, but I'm fine. I'm assigned to the oral office under, Mr. Ward.
Him? No wonder you're still waiting. A pigeon somehow found its way inside the Ministry today. Perhaps he's interrogating it, just to be sure it's not a Death Eater animagus sneaking into the Ministry.
Interrogate? Isn't that a bit extreme if it's just a regular pigeon?
Better safe than sorry, he always says. The man would never harm the poor creature physically, but mental stress, well, let's just say I'm not so sure. The same might go for you. This assignment won't be a stroll in the park, I'm afraid.
I figured as much when I found out I was assigned to the oral office. But if you still got a bit of time to spare, my mentor, what's he like?
Ewan Ward's been in the Aura office for decades. Fought in the Second Wizarding War, was there when you-know-who fell. Some call him a hero, but others just see a man haunted by all he's seen. Don't get me wrong, he was relentless in his work. Took down dozens of Death Eaters single-handedly. But he's never lost his vigilance. Constantly on guard, seeing threats in every shadow. Most people steer clear. But he means you no harm. Just stay sharp and good luck. You're going to need it.
Thanks. That's a lot to process. Could you point me towards the oral office? I might try my luck if he's not here in the next 15 minutes. Standing around feels a bit odd.
Come with us to the elevators. Head to the Department of Magical Law Enforcement on level 2. They'll direct you from there. And, word of advice, don't try to open any doors that look like they shouldn't be opened.
Now, who sent you here and why?
Sorry, didn't mean to intrude. I'm here to work, I promise.
A poor excuse, given your age. Unless... Polyjuice potion, perhaps?
Excuse me, sir, but I believe the Ministry sent a memo about a work experience program a few days ago. Just a reminder, sir.
Seems the kid was telling the truth. Here, your temporary identity card.
Oof, never had a welcome quite like this one.
Then I suggest you find an empty cubicle to recuperate, and keep out of everyone's way. We have no work for you here, child.
Hey, nice to meet you. Sorry about all that. Mr. Ward was on a month-long stakeout and probably hasn't had much sleep. Oh, I almost forgot. I'm Morag Campbell. And this here is Louis Grant.
Honestly, I doubt he'll leave his cubicle for at least an hour or two. Take this time to rest. Or if you're up for it, check out the office storage. It could use a bit of sorting.
It's mostly harmless confiscated items from old cases. We share it with the improper use of magic office. Actually, more like everyone just dumps things there and it all piles up.
I heard some of the improper use of magic office program students were sent here to help organize the storage earlier. You might bump into them.
Why are you all loitering out there? Cases don't solve themselves.
not on purpose. Guess you didn't check that container as well as you thought.
Oh.
A dark mark. What's it doing here?
Uh-oh. Oh. Hey, where are you? There's been an attack. You need to get out, now!
An attack? Here at the Ministry? What happened?
Not now. We'll talk later. You two, with me. Show me your feet. Ugh, what cat powder? Of all times to get into this. Now what? I thought they were handling it. I need to help my colleagues. Please, promise me you three will head back to Hogwarts immediately. Get to the fireplace you came from, and go!
We'd better do as she says. Colby? Fisher? Finite.
There isn't a single printer I can't fix. Just stop being so stubborn.
Finite.
Wait, how did you do that? Is that some sort of new printer hack? It was like magic.
What are you talking about?
Oh, and by the way, that was brilliant. Who's your manager? Someone might be up for a promotion come the next fiscal quarter, I reckon.
Promotion? I didn't even know the program had promotions. Or that the Ministry of Magic had, the fiscal quarters.
The Ministry of what? Right. And I work in, human resources, I'm sure. Only, this doesn't look quite right. I don't recall ever working in a basement. only I do. I heard someone's voice asking strange questions, things that didn't make any sense. Then everything started shaking. Thought it must have been an earthquake. And somehow I ended up here, where I work, I think. Senior Human Resources Specialist at the Ministry of Magic.
That doesn't sound quite right. It's almost as if you've had a confusing concoction. I knew it! The phrase!
Confusing is right. Need a report sent to Ayana Afolean by end of week. That's me, by the way. CC payroll and legal too.
Explain. Now.
This is Iana Athalean. Looks like she ingested a particularly potent, confusing concoction and somehow ended up here. Pretty sure she's a muggle.
Obliviate her.
But...
I see. Let me guess. They told you memory charms were far too dangerous for students. Typical Hogwarts.
Well, altering someone's memory is a big deal. I just don't want her getting hurt, or worse.
Then find someone who can handle it. And take her out through the visitor's entrance while you're at it.
Wouldn't it make more sense to...
Do not question my judgment again. Not now. We're in the middle of a crisis. Death Eater attacks. Right on the Ministry's doorstep.
Uh-oh.
Pretty sure I've not seen you before. Are you that new HR generalist hire they mentioned the other day?
Are you certain this is necessary? I mean, she looks too confused to remember any of this anyway.
Everyone needs onboarding on their first day. It is your first day, isn't it?
I'm afraid so. Step back a bit, just to be safe. I don't obliviate people every day, after all. This is usually handled by the obliviators, but they've got their hands full today. Can't risk waiting with a muggle in the heart of their ministry. No wonder Mr. Ward's beside himself. Obliviate.
Are you alright? Can you tell me where we are?
Ministry of Magic, of course. I think we're about to start your onboarding.
I must be more out of practice than I thought. Perhaps another go will do it.
What in Merlin's name are they up to out there?
What are we waiting for? Oh, I think I'm supposed to give you a tour of the Ministry!
Figures. It's probably the confusing concoction she drank. Still, let's keep this between us. No need for Mr. Ward to hear about it. Third time's the charm. Obliviate.
What's going on with my head? Really sorry. But you may have to do that Ministry tour on your own.
As much as I hate to admit it, I'd better stop before causing any lasting damage. We'll take her to the Department of Magical Accidents and Catastrophes. Reversal Squad can deal with this properly. Listen, I know this probably breaks a rule or two, but can you keep an eye on her for a bit? Desperate times and all.
Me? What if Mr. Ward finds out? He'll go mad.
Mr. Ward's already mad about everything today, and for once, I can't blame him. This has been the most unusual circumstance. Besides, she looks harmless enough. I'll seal the door and make sure no one can get in. They still teach basic defensive spells at Hogwarts, don't they?
Yes, but...
Hopefully you won't be needing any of them. Stay put.
This has been quite the first day at the Ministry. Wish I could do more to help.
First days are always a muddle, trust me. Mine was the same. Didn't know where to go or who to talk to, so I read the employee handbook cover to cover 4 times.
Really? That's actually reassuring. Nice to know I'm not the only one who feels useless on the first day.
Don't worry, you're doing fine. The fact you're worried about it means you'll do more than fine at this job. Where were you assigned anyway?
Thank you, Miss Aphelion. That means a lot to hear.
Well, glad to help. And if you need anything, just shoot me a message. IT set you up with all the software and accounts, right?
I think so. Who would have thought my favorite ministry colleague would be a muggle?
If you're going to lock a door, at least use a proper locking charm. Accio Veritaserum. A few drops of Veritaserum and even the hardiest criminal spills all. Now, tell me. Who put you up to this? And what's their next step after flooding the Ministry with altered, confusing concoctions? Speak, or I'll make you. Let's see if you'll stay loyal to the end. You know what happens to Voldemort's followers, don't you? A team of our best potioneers is already analyzing the contents of your bottles. They suspect these confusing concoctions weren't brewed strictly to recipe. Save us all time by telling us what you changed in the recipe. Or, I warn you, any confession made under Veritaserum will not earn you any merit. Every dark thought, every humiliating memory, all exposed for us to see. Now tell me, what else is in those bottles? Poison? I don't believe that's your decision, young man. The only thing they've proven is their utter recklessness. But at least they're still breathing.
Well, that should prove there's no poison in the bottle. At least as far as they know.
I only wish they knew what's in it. A whole lot of confused Ministry employees are still wandering about in a daze. None of the usual spells are snapping them out of it.
This nonsense has to stop. Now we need every last confusing concoction confiscated and destroyed. And I'll see to it myself until an antidote is developed. You there. Return to Hogwarts at once. You can help by not being so obstinate. Children have no place amidst a Death Eater attack. Comparing yourself to the Chosen One, are you? Is this a challenge to your mentor? A chance to prove yourself, then. Raise your wand.
Death Eater! Inflator! Expulso! Death Eater. T-Bow's Assault.
Yes, this better not make me late for class.
Expulso. Golden
Don't worry
Snitch.
about me. I'll be fine.
Inflated. Incarcerate. T-Bow's Assault. Also. Death Eater. Golden Snitch. See those you? Watch this. T-Bow's Assault. I was supposed to help you. Inflated. Death Eater.
Would you?
Pugno. Speleomen. Golden Snitch. Stupefy. Expulso. Pugno. Speleomen.
Very better. For a very, very long
Nimbus
day.
2000. Golden Snitch. Stupefy. Expulso. Opugno. Expelliarmus. Golden Snitch. Nimbus 2000. Expulso. Opugno. That's that. Expelliarmus. Stupefy.
I must admit I am surprised. Very well. You may stay and keep an eye on the Muggle.
It all seems to come back to the confusing concoctions. Abigail's mentor was right. This has been anything but a stroll in the park. My first day in the program, my mentor wants nothing to do with me. I failed to obliviate a Muggle. Oh, and the Ministry atrium is plastered with Voldemort posters. Well, at least I'm not alone in this disaster. Wonder how Colby and Fisher are getting along. Confused, probably.
This looks like an evidence locker, right? Didn't know we had one, but this could be a blood sample.
Huh?
Wait, we could bring people back from the dead now? That's...
Mm-mm.
What's the point of them then?
I'm guessing someone conveniently skipped the paperwork on a few of these. This must be it. Still got a couple of those confusing concoctions left. There's more here than potions. Talismans and trinkets marked with the Dark Mark. And some newspaper clippings from the Second Wizarding War. I'd better take this whole box outside. Don't want to miss anything.
This file serves as a comprehensive record of investigations, incidents, and legal cases associated with Tom Marvolo Riddle, also known as Voldemort and you-know-who. Riddle represented an unprecedented threat to the wizarding world.
Someone scribbled a few lines on the first page. The ink looks different, but the handwriting matches perfectly.
I've spent my entire career chasing. Chasing disruptors of law, Death Eaters, and above all, him. Every dark mark, a symbol of ash and blood. Every disappearance, a scream snuffed out in the night. Every act of terror, a trail leading back to him. Trails of blood. Innocent blood. I told myself I would never rest until I saw him brought to justice. Behind bars, shackled, defeated. But then, he fell. The most powerful dark wizard of our time. Disintegrated into a million pieces, carried away by the wind. Is he truly gone? Just like that? I glance over my shoulder, and every shadow is his. Every whisper, every pale, skull-like face in my dreams. Those snake-like slits where a man's nose should be. All those years of pursuit, and in the end it wasn't my hand that stopped him. I wonder sometimes, did it all matter? Did I? Now that the defendant is present, let this trial commence. Today's proceedings concern the crimes of Tom Riddle, known to many as Voldemort, whose flagrant disregard for the laws of the wizarding world has brought untold harm and suffering. To illuminate the scale of his atrocities, I present these 3 diaries, each a record of Riddle's heinous deeds and the devastation left in his wake.
It's my 5th year at the Ministry, my 5th typewriter too. Never thought a desk job could become this relentless. So many pamphlets, forms for the registration commission too. At some point, I just stopped reading whatever they have us print.
Mudbloods? Is that what they're calling them now?
I'd stop and think, but there's no time, it's too loud in here. It never stops. The whirl, click-clack, whirl, click-clack, thrum! With each thrum, a new pamphlet, ready to compel, ready to control, ready to convert. With each thrum, my heart sinks a little deeper. Does this make me part of it? An accomplice? With each thrum, I edge closer to resignation. Whirl, click-clack, thrum. With each thrum, whispered words between terrified colleagues. They say the Ministry is no longer what it was, that it's now under you-know-whose command. What does that make me then? What does that make me then?
My throat hurts. My eyes feel all scratchy. I cried all day, asking Mummy to take me to the park. I miss my friends. Hush, my love, or they'll take you away from me, she'd always whisper. Mummy's got that frowny face on these days. I don't really know who they are. Mummy won't say. Are they werewolves, or spiders, or giants, or Death Eaters? The grown-ups always talk about them, about the things they did. I keep crying. Now it hurts behind my eyes. I miss the squeaky, creaky noise of that old swing in the park.
Hush, my love, or you know who will take you away from me.
I stop crying. The grown-ups never say his name. They're scared of even his name. I close my eyes and hide under my blanket. But I keep thinking about the things that'd take me away from Mummy. Werewolves, spiders, giants, Death Eaters, and you know who. As I start to fall asleep, I hear fast, stompy footsteps outside the door.
Your wand requires further examination. Please comply. Ah, you must have taken this wand from an unfortunate witch or wizard, have you not?
can't believe the things recorded in here happened so recently. It just seems like everyone's moved on. Voldemort was defeated by Mr. Potter in the war. It was a victory for the Wizarding World, but I'll bet Mr. Ward feels a bit disappointed he never got to see him face trial. I should give this dossier back to Mr. Ward. He clearly put a lot of effort into it. Excuse me, Mr. Ward. I found this dossier you compiled.
Just the dossier I was after. I've got a few new entries to add. Mark my words, I'll see him locked away, facing Dementors for the rest of his miserable days.
Who are you talking about? And I thought Dementors aren't used in Azkaban anymore.
Is that so? I knew those robed menaces were unreliable. Dumbledore was right all along. I must speak to Minister Scrimgeour at once.
Was Mr. Ward here? Which way did he go?
Yes, just left in a rush, saying he had to find Minister Scrimgeour. But I thought Scrimgeour was...
Scrimgeour? Blimey, it's even got to him then. No one but Mr. Potter would have a chance of tracking him now. If he's gone underground, it'll take all the aura skills in the world to find him. He's a master of covert ops, all thanks to the war.
Huh? Broken free, have you? Still think you work for the Ministry of Magic?
What did you tie me up with? And what on earth is a Ministry of Magic? Are you some kind of cult?
Looks like you're not confused anymore.
I did feel a bit woozy this morning, but nothing a coffee couldn't fix. Horrid taste though, stale, watery. Came in some posh little bottle.
Oh no! What did you drink?
Coffee, of course. What else could it be?
You found the antidote. Perfect. Just wait here while I take this to the aura.
Antidote? Someone's been poisoned? Let me come with you. I'm an adult. I can help.
Except you can't. Adult or not, you're a muggle.
What? Excuse me?
A muggle. You know, someone who can't use magic. Who also happens to be standing in one of the most top-secret locations in the British Wizarding World, in the middle of a bit of a crisis. You're probably the unluckiest, or maybe the luckiest, I haven't decided yet, muggle in all of London.
So you're saying this really isn't some elaborate prank? I didn't just wander into a haunted house, or a film set, or one of those escape rooms.
Sorry, we're none of those.
I don't believe it. Magic is real, and you lot have your own war going on, away from all of us.
I guess magic just doesn't fix everything.
So, where are we exactly? Last thing I remember, I was on the phone calling for a tow truck in central London, and then...
I can't tell you precisely where we are, but we're somewhere beneath London. You probably got here from the phone box.
A phone box just out in the open like that? How's it not made the news? How has no one stumbled upon all this?
Well, I'm fairly sure you won't be telling anyone either.
Oh, absolutely not. I'm not keen on being thought of as barking mad by my friends, or my boss, for that matter. Hey, this bloke's a wizard too, isn't he? And a bad one by the look of him. Almost looks like one of those wanted posters. You do have wanted posters, don't you?
We do, yes. This office actually handles a fair number of those.
Oh, he's definitely done something awful. You can just tell. I read wanted posters all the time, you know. Always thought I'd strike it lucky one day, spotting one of them in the street. Like winning the lottery, only with, you know, the criminal bit. Whoa! What was that?
Oh, our photos move. People in the pictures, they're usually doing something they would in real life.
That's brilliant. Hey, do you think I could get one of me? Wonder what Photo Me would be up to. Probably buried under stacks of paperwork.
Oh, right. We'll look into that. Why don't you just have a think about where you'd like it taken? Meanwhile, I'd better get this antidote to the right people. And stay put. Don't wander off, all right? There you are, Mr. Ward. Look, we found this
Nothing is as I remember. Explain yourselves. Who's behind this sabotage? What have you done to the Ministry? I'll see you both in Azkaban. Mark my words.
Wait, please.
That's what they all say. Every Death Eater, every Voldemort supporter, proclaiming innocence right until the end. And none of them were.
You're not taking us to Azkaban or to the Dementors.
Oh, really? A child and a muggle skulking around the Auror office during a full-scale Ministry disruption. A likely story. Who sent you here? Who ordered you to print that propaganda, to spread those lies?
Please, calm down. We're not your enemy, and no one planned any of this. It was a prank. A bad one, admittedly, by the Frey twins. But I doubt it warrants a trip to Azkaban for anyone involved.
A prank. That's what they called it, too. Death Eaters. A prank when they crucioed innocent Ministry employees when they used the Imperius Curse on the helpless. There will be no more pranks. Not while I live.
Come here! Can't you fight back? Use your staff or whatever it is.
Yes, he's one of the best aurors out there.
I may not be a psychiatrist, but I'd say something's seriously wrong.
This isn't like him. He's stern, yes, but he's never been this unhinged. Unless...
He's got a
Confusing concoction. What did you say?
Protego totalum. Muffliato. Protego totalum. Muffliato.
Is he alright? What's he doing now?
He's casting protective charms, thinking he's back in the war. It's as if his mind has taken him straight back to the fight.
Mr. Ward, are you in there?
The door's been sealed. Let me handle it.
Oh no, that won't sit well with Mr. Ward in his current state.
Confringo!
No, stop!
The killing curse! Look out!
It's like he's still there, reliving it all. The war, Death Eaters, green flashes, protecting the innocent.
Sorry about your plant. Want me to repot it? Might perk up again.
People avoid him around the Ministry. They say he's too jumpy, too angry, too paranoid.
His mind's trapped in the war. A lot of people still carry it with them.
Maybe that anger and vigilance kept him alive back then. He survived and saved so many others. But now that it's over, we find it's hard to face him, don't we? Because he reminds us of what happened, of what we're all so desperate to leave behind. Don't worry, he'll be all right after this. Well, once he wakes up, the fainting was unrelated to the confusing concoction. Miss Aphelion managed that bit with the potted plant.
That was a bit excessive, don't you think?
How on earth did you manage that? I've got him. Renovate.
Why are you all loitering out there? This crisis isn't going to sort itself.
Yep, he's back. Good work. You found the antidote all on your own.
I'll get these to the atrium. Let's hope this sorts things quickly.
I'd love to take all the credit, but Miss Aphelion here actually found the antidote.
Huh? Yes, that was all me.
And you are?
Ayana Aphelion, Senior Human Resources Specialist and Muggle. Proudly non-magical.
Really? With those throws, I'd have thought you were an athlete of some sort.
Sorry about that. Why didn't you just, magic the plant away? Magicians do it on telly all the time.
Wizard? He's a wizard, not a magician.
Right. Well, will I need to pay a fine or something? Is this going on my record? Do you lot talk to the Met Police?
Don't worry. It's ministry business only. Just replace the plant and we'll call it even.
Unless you've got a garden shop nearby, I'd say that pot's beyond repair.
Reparo.
Better than the magicians on telly, that's for sure.
Come along, Miss Aphelion. I'll help you find a place for that, and then perhaps a cuppa in the atrium. It's only tea bags, but it'll do.
Thanks for letting her off easy.
Made yourself a new friend on your first day, have you?
After all we've been through, it's more like we're comrades in arms.
I see. A bond forged in crisis. They're often the strongest.
And we couldn't have fixed this so quickly without her luck. She just stumbled upon the antidote after all.
Rest assured, I'll have the storage properly checked. Last thing we need is something dangerous hiding in there.
Speaking of the storage, I wanted to show you this. Found it in one of the boxes. It's yours, isn't it?
I thought they'd shredded this ages ago. It's technically out of date.
The paperwork maybe, but what you went through is real. People should remember that.
What I went through. Thank you. I'll take it from here. I'd best check the office for any lingering fanged flyers and posters. About the Muggle. I'll handle the obliviation myself this time.
Oh, I see.
Rules are rules, no exceptions.
Of course, sir.
One more thing. You wanted a letter of recommendation, didn't you? I'll get that to you.
You will?
Well, you've done the Ministry a service. And as it happens, did me a personal favor as well.
Brilliant, thank you so much.
Don't celebrate just yet. You've got potential, but let's see how far that can take you during this program. Come prepared tomorrow.
I will, sir. Thank you.
I don't believe I've properly said it before. It's overdue, but welcome to the team.
Are you sure we have to do this? Is this because of the plant she threw at you? Just a joke. I know it's Ministry protocol to keep the Wizarding World secret from Muggles.
Rules are rules, no
No exceptions. I know. It's just... we've been through a lot together. She's helped us, more than she knows.
And she could just as easily create more trouble, without even meaning to.
But she's different. She deserves to remember.
It's not a question of deserving. Who's to say she won't tell another someday? Not even she could be certain. Our task is to protect this world.
I understand that, but can't there be a way? A way to let her remember and still keep the Wizarding World safe?
Tempting the boundaries of the law, are we?
Maybe. Or maybe it's time those boundaries were challenged. You challenged them, after all, when Voldemort controlled the Ministry. Please, give her a chance. I know she'd respect our world. I feel it.
Feelings are not what keeps this world hidden. Rules are.
But feelings are what make us human. Wizards, Muggles, we're more alike than we're different, aren't we? We can't keep erasing memories forever. Forgetting our problems doesn't make them go away. We have to face them openly, or we're just hiding.
Are we still talking about Miss Iana Afolayan, or something else entirely? Well, unless you can rewrite the Ministry's laws right this moment, there's something I must do as an Auror.
Hey, you could have at least given me a moment, just to say goodbye.
She wouldn't remember it, would she? Best dispose of that. Likely tampered with.
Sorry about him. He's probably right, though. And how's Abigail, by the way?
You were right about one thing. Forgetting our problems won't make them disappear.
Lovely day, isn't it? Can't remember all the details, but feels like it was quite the adventure. Hope I meet them again someday. 62442. Wonder why that number's stuck in my head.